swing big or fill the depth. So let's go. Should the 49ers target a marquee free agent to address the glaring needs or focus on spreading their cap space to fill multiple depth positions? So let's get to it.
Well, you know how I feel. I think they should have a big swing here, and they've been linked.
Drop the name. You've been talking about it.
No, they've been linked so far to DJ Reed, who is a good player. PFF has him as the 6th best free agent so this year. He was with Saleh in Detroit. Excuse me, with the Jets. And he's 28 years old. He's a hell of a cornerback. The Niners drafted him. They could probably afford him. I think they should go bigger though. But I like DJ Reed, although he is a 28-year-old corner, and you wonder about corners reaching 30. I mean, they fall off quick. So I don't know. Do you want to discuss DJ Reed first? Like, he's definitely linked to the team. He might have a chip on his shoulder because they waived him, but maybe he can come back if Saleh comes here.
No, so this is my thing. I know what you're going to get to, right, as far as your player is, so I'm not going to step on your take. However, the reason why I wanted you to go is because I have a player that I think that they should go after that is in the same position as DJ Reed.
Okay. So look, I'll go first.
Yeah.
We know that the Niners seem to be interested in DJ Reed, probably a 3-year, $40 million contract that they could afford. If they wanted to go big, like 3 years, 60, 4 years, 80, like the Javon Hargrave deal that didn't work out so well, I would be interested in going after Kansas City Chiefs guard Trey Smith. He's the 2nd best free agent on the market according to Pro Football Focus. And the reason the Chiefs might not be able to bring him back is because they have spent a lot of money on other offensive linemen, Creed Humphrey, Joe Tooney, Jawan Taylor. They may not be able to afford him. He is a freaking stud. And I don't expect the Niners to sign him because they haven't spent a ton of money on a guard since John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan have been here. But I mean, the Rams went out and signed Jonah Jackson last year. The Chiefs have spent big money on Joe Tooney. There's no rule that says you can't spend a lot in a guard. And I think every single position on the offensive line is important. All 5. And if you could get another guy to complement Trent Williams and Dominic Pooney, why not? Anyway, that's what I would go for.
All right. So look, I see that, but I also feel like that would be kind of already paying big money on somebody where you can find a Trey Smith-like talent in the draft. I believe that. So, but I feel that though. I love this. I love the swing big.
Sure.
I think we should swing big as well. Javon Holland, safety out of the Miami Dolphins.
High school. It's my high school.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take DJ Reed. All right. I would take Javon Holland. I would go after him. He's going to be an unrestricted free agent leaving the Miami Dolphins. And for me, our biggest issue is that we haven't had a true. When's the last time we had a true free safety? We haven't had a free safety since like Jimmy Ward, honestly. And he was already like a utility guy. I think bringing in Javon Holland, matching him up with, all right, obviously we would let Huff go, but bringing in Javon Holland and matching him up with Malik Mustafa, we finally answer that question. We get a true free safety that can take up the deep middle third, come down and be great at run support, which Javon Holland is. He can run. He's a veteran. He's young. And he could play really good with Malik Mustafa, and Malik Mustafa can play free. I wouldn't be mad at a Javon Holland pickup. I wouldn't. What do you think about that?
I'm surprised you said that. I like the Javon Holland suggestion. I think signing a safety is always smart because they're cheaper than corners. And you could argue they're just as important or more because they're in the middle of your defense. You can't avoid them. If you have a really good corner, you could throw the other way all freaking day if you had to. But a safety is right there, and he's critical in run support. And the Niners are super freaking soft in the middle of their defense from D tackle to linebacker to safety. So if they don't bring back Hufanga, and I'm not sure they will because he's been hurt so much, just elevating Jair Brown to the starting spot isn't necessarily the move because he was so bad this year. So yeah, if they could get Javon Holland, again, I think they could probably afford him. Safeties aren't super expensive.
But this is my thing, so we can go 2 for then. So look,
and he's way younger than DJ Reed. He's the number 3 free agent according to Pro Football Focus.
I'll tell you this. Not only that, though, if we do Javon Holland, right, he's not going to be Trey Smith expensive, right? But if we're going to have a little bit of money, what we could do is go out and get Drew Dahlman from Atlanta. Their safety. I mean, their center. Yeah. And I would much rather, I'd take a free agent center somebody that already has kind of like the youth out of his game, and he can take on Kyle's offense, understand the blocking schemes. And I think that bringing in a good center kind of, you honestly, in my opinion, the only reason why Aaron Banks is at left guard is because Jake Brindle is so bad. Like, he almost makes Aaron Banks looks comparable. Like, and I'm gonna tell you, if you bring in a better center, you can find, and we can let Aaron Banks walk at left guard. True. Right? Because we already got Dominic on the right hand side. And
develop someone.
And like you do with Pooney. Yes.
And if you look at the Eagles, who are like the gold standard of an offensive line, I mean, they don't really go out and pay for it in free agency. They drafted Mailata, they drafted Dickerson, they drafted Jurgens, they drafted Lane Johnson. They went out and got Mekhi Becton off the scrap heap. And the same thing on their defensive line. Those are really expensive positions to get in free agency. So
putting Mekhi Becton at that,
give Javon Hargrave $80 million is probably because you drafted really poorly and drafted Javon Kinlaw. Like, you don't want to be in that position. You'd much rather be like constantly drafting these trench players and keeping the ones who might be really special, which the Niners don't do.
Yeah. Putting Mekhi Becton at right guard was a huge move.
Genius.
Huge move. Like taking him off tackle and just saying, hey, man, just be physical. Yep. Use your size. We're going to put you at guard. Like, great move. Let's get into the next topic, bro.
Right? Whereas the Jets spent a first-round pick on him and tried to have him play offensive tackle. Didn't work.
Crazy.
I like your Javon Holland suggestion. Didn't see it coming. Went to my high school. Wouldn't be super expensive. I think it's a great suggestion.
I think
they're not going to get Trey Smith.
No. And if they do, they're going to overpay for him. Right? Correct. If they do, the money's going to be so crazy, he can't say no.
And how many former Chiefs are the Niners going to try to get? You know what I mean? D Ford, Travarius Ward. Like, there's a reason the Chiefs are like probably not bringing him back, and that's the best organization. So you're betting on the Chiefs being wrong.
Yeah, 100%.
Like the Titans tried that with L'Jarius Sneed. How'd that go?
I don't really feel it, man. I think we should bring in a Javon good safety.
Holland.
That'll handle a lot of problems that we have in the back end. Yeah, and honestly, what you said is that, I mean, I believe you said this, but the biggest issue with them is that the middle of their entire team, not just on offense but defense, like from guards to linebackers to safeties.
I got another name because I love free agency stuff. How about? I mean, there's so many linebackers, man. Nick Bolton, Bobby Wagner, Ernest Jones, Zach Bond. I mean, Levante David. Because if you don't get Dre Greenlaw back, you need two linebackers. So yeah, definitely draft one, but sign one. Nick Bolton, Bobby Wagner, Ernest. How about Ernest Jones? Zach Bond was great for Philly this year.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that they could do, but my biggest thing right now is that they've got a strike. The biggest thing with the Niners is that we just wait. You know, even though we had the free agency that we had last season, Grant, one of the things is that I don't think they wanted to admit that they swung and missed on guys, and because they picked up everybody like damn near at the end of free agency after everything had been gone, you know, so they got to be first. So I'll tell you this right now: if they don't make any noise, the most consistent. I would say Leonard Floyd. Leonard Floyd had 8 sacks this year, right?
Oh, that's true. That's true. I just didn't know. He got 8.5 sacks, and I'm like, I don't remember any of them. I can't name one of them.
He got him in chunks. Oh, yeah, he got it near the end of the season. Yeah. He got him in chunks. It wasn't consistent.
The run defense was so bad. It didn't seem like he made a difference, but you're right. He did his job.
Yeah. So he showed up.
Yeah.
I guess.